So let's quickly talk about tips for getting the most out of your membership. Now, as I said to you before, this is our bureau, not just my bureau. So everybody, we want to be able to participate and communicate with each other. You're going to get out what you're going to put into it. Firstly, a lot of people come onto the website and they sign up with an email address that is not their best email address. Maybe they create an email address specifically for this, or they have something that goes out to help at or info at their particular domain. The problem with this is that what we end up with in our Speakers Bureau is a lot of people that aren't getting our messages, and that is just not good. So you need to make sure that whatever email address you have signed up with is the best email address that you can be personally contacted. There's nothing more frustrating for me than when I get an email from a meeting organizer saying that they tried sending emails to various people and they didn't get a response. And even if you're not interested in the gig, at least have the courtesy to let people know that you received the email, that you've given it consideration, and forever. You're not obligated to accept every offer, but at least let your meeting organizers know that you have been you got their email. So make sure that you use your best email address, and we're going to have a no tolerance policy. I haven't instituted that yet because I need to give people fair warning, but I've been warning people over the last few weeks that if we don't hear from you, we don't get connected, through the website, then we're going to have to terminate membership, because we have to make sure that we have a flow of messaging going through. And the same thing applies to people who have really strong spam filters. What you have to understand is that when you have a really strong spam filter, I understand that you're keeping spam out, but you also have to realize that sometimes you're keeping out opportunities as well. So you need to consider that it's just like in everything, there's a pro and a con to everything. You want to make sure that you're getting the opportunities that are coming your way. Check your profile. After you've posted your profile, make sure that you sign out of the website and then do a search and that you see your profile, because in many cases people think that their profile, that they've made it visible, but they haven't. There's a box that you need to check after you've filled out your profile to make it visible, and so that people can actually find you. And also see that you can contact yourself. Try to send yourself a message through the website when you're checked out to make sure that those messages are getting through your spam filters. And when we send out messages, when I'm sending out messages to you, I'm sending them out through a mail service. Right now I'm using AWeber, and they do not accept emails that start with info at, help at, and those kinds of generic types of addresses. And that's not my role. It's just as all these anti-spam kinds of rules have come out, this is part of what they do in order to ensure deliverability. Okay, another thing I'm noticing with people setting up their profiles, if you look over here, what you're seeing in front of you is a user panel. And you see this little column over here. You see how few people in this one screenshot have this column filled out. Well, what that column is for the state, okay? So the problem with that is that the state is the most when people are searching for speakers, that's what they're looking for. Most meeting organizers, when they come to the site, have no idea what topic. They're looking for just interesting speakers. They don't necessarily know who it is that they're looking for. So one of the ways that the easiest way is to go to just the state. Who are the speakers in their state? And that's what they're looking for. So you need to make sure that you've filled out your state or province so that you come up in the search. Otherwise, you will not come up in the search. Another thing you want to do is browse the event section for leads. Now, what we want meeting organizers to do when they come to the site is to look for speakers and then contact those speakers directly. Not everybody does things the way you want and expect them to do them. And some of them just come to the site, log into their accounts, and most meeting organizers do not have their profiles visible because they don't want a lot of speakers contacting them when they're not looking for speakers. So a lot of them will keep, we have thousands of meeting organizers on the site. Most of them have their profiles hidden. But what they'll do is they'll come and they'll post an event, and they'll expect people to come to this event section and to contact them in the way that they request. Well, a lot of times speakers never come to this event section to actually look. So you can get to the event section, with the exception of the home page. On every other page, you'll see the upcoming events section. To the left of your screen over here, just click on View All Events, or you can also get to it from the navigation bar. But you can go in there and search for events. We also have speakers posting their events there right now, and we may have some changes to that event section coming up down the road because there's a mix of organization events and speaker events. And it's great because everybody gets to have links back to their website from an authority source, which helps your SEO. But sometimes for speakers looking for opportunities, when speakers post their own events, sometimes it just gets too much to be able to look through. But in any case, make sure that you are looking at that event section. Every couple of weeks go through there. All right, then make sure that you log out, check your profile, test your contact buttons, and make sure that everything works when you're logged out, that you do get contacted. People have asked me to update topics and to add topics. What I want you to know is that for meeting organizers, less is more. The feedback I'm getting from meeting organizers is that they want us to have fewer topics and categories, not more, because when they're coming in to look, they're coming to look for 10 or to book 10 or 12 people. They're not coming in to just book one specific person. Most people have monthly meetings or weekly meetings, and that's what they're looking to do. If they're having a big event, they're looking for several people. So they would prefer to have the topics be more general. And so what that means is that you need to put your niche, your specialty, the things that you do into your profile so that they can see that right in the profile that you are creating. Remember that you are not your audience, right? So when you're writing your profile, make sure that you're writing it for the meeting planner, and that you don't assume that, let's say you're an NLP practitioner, that they know what NLP is. They want to know about the benefits of having you come and speak. How are you going to make their members interested, excited, engaged? Why should they bring you to your meetings? That's what you want to do in your profile. Another thing that's very important if you watch my videos on the site is the review section. So invite people that you've spoken to for the organizations that you've spoken to before, and if you're just getting started, that's okay. Everybody's got to start somewhere, but go out, get your gigs, and get people to come and rate you, because the ratings are social proof to the meeting organizers that you won't embarrass them, because everybody's worried. What if they make a mistake? What if you're boring? What if, this is a bad presenter? So you want to make sure that you get your ratings and people come in. Now, sometimes I've had people kind of get sheepish about wanting to introduce their organizations to Free Speaker Bureau. And the thing I have to say to you is that is exactly the wrong way to think about this. The big picture here is the law of large numbers. When an organization comes in to rate and review you, and they see a whole lot of other speakers that are here with you too in your same area, that's going to make them want to come to the site more. The truth of the matter is that if you get all your ducks in a row, like I'm going to show you how to do, and especially for those of you that are going to be in the Speaking Fortunes program, if you get your ducks in a row, you don't want to go back and speak to that particular group again for at least another year, preferably for 2, because you're going to have such a great system in place to be able to convert all those attendees into people onto your list. And once you've got those people on your list, you want to convert them into paid programs, not into free programs. So, it's a great opportunity for you to really spread your influence by inviting those people to Free Speaker Bureau. And if you have people in other professions in your local area, you want to invite them too as speakers, because when we have 10 or 12 or 15 or 20 or 30 speakers in an area, that then gives the organizations, associations, nonprofits a choice of speakers, and they can come in and book their speakers for the whole year. And that's what they're looking to do. That's how we become the go-to place. That's how this works, is with your participation and your engagement. And if you have 10 other speakers in your area and they're bringing their organizations in, now everybody is sharing in the wealth and the wisdom of that's what a community is. A community is not like, let me just sit back and wait for Mandy to send me some speaking gigs. The way a community works is that we all help, we all build each other, and we all help each other grow. So invite other speakers in your local area, not speakers that are direct competitors of yours. If you're a relationship coach, maybe invite a sales coach, a CPA, an attorney, a legal expert, a human resource expert. Invite other people to come and join the Bureau. You don't invite, if you're a relationship coach, another relationship coach in your area, but if you're in Boston and you have a relationship coach in California, invite them to join the Bureau. That's how we're going to grow this. That's how we're going to become a go-to resource for every single nonprofit and association group. Do you know that there are no other bureaus that are doing this? Nobody else is catering to the market of professionals who can use speaking to showcase their expertise. We are the only ones. Everybody else is focused on fees and making a percentage on the fees that they're getting from paid gigs, and that's not our focus at all. And I need your help to make this really great for all of us. And what I've done is I've created a little page, speakingfortunes.com/VP-invite, where you can send people that you would recommend, coaches, trainers, whatever, people that you think that could benefit from the Bureau. You can invite them to that and expand your sphere of influence. And what I'll do, because you've invited them, and this is only available on an invite, either I have to invite them or you get to invite them as founding members, but if they come by your invitation, they will have the same benefits as founding members that you do. And I'll show you later about how those benefits work, exactly what that means for you compared to what it would mean for them if they came in through the general public. Keep in mind that meeting organizers have 12 months to fill, or 52 weeks, depending on what kind of nonprofit or professional association is. And a little bit later, I'll give you an insight into how many, like in the different states, just professional organizations, how many there are, so you can see how big the big picture is. So invite those organizations to rate you and to post their events on the websites.